I love hearing that sound now. It makes me feel like, when you clock in at work, that noise that the clock machine makes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what recording in progress sounds like to me now. Oh, bougie white chick telling me, "Welcome to work." Yo, y'all know we back and back at it again. Yo, before we get started, bro, I want to shout out Tampa Bay, Florida, for making this dope ass hat for me. Throwing the plug talk on it. Y'all see it with the plug and shit. I like this shit, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I bought some Jordans and a couple outfits just to match this hat. Shout out to Tampa. Shout out to Florida. Y'all see they put the Florida. They wanted to rep they shit on the hat because they knew that I was gonna wear this on my pod. They made it strictly for the podcast, y'all. So I gotta rock it, and I gotta shout out Tampa, man. Shout out to Tampa, Florida. Shout out to Florida as a state. They showed me a lot of love when I was down there. I actually be back down there again this week, D Marachi. So I'll probably pull up on them and get something else made. If you want one, let me know. I'll make sure I mail it up to you.
Right. Right. How you gonna get a hat and rep the show, but yo, you ain't even get me a hat?
Yo, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. When I was taking vacations the last couple months, man, I was very selfish, man. I was only thinking about me on everything, bro. I was just getting away from shit. So I was just, you know what I mean? I was just, you gotta forgive me, man. I'm not perfect, bro. Don't sit up here and treat me like that. Yo, first off, shout out to the comment section, the Plug Talk community, getting on D Marachi's ass. He will be getting a pair of wallabies, y'all. That's the most important thing right now, man. We're gonna see this man right here. Look at him. Look at his face, man. He's pissed about this shit. We're gonna see him in a pair of wallabies soon, y'all. How you feel
Yo,
about that, D Marachi?
I'm really mad about that. Like for real, cause I'm like, yo, I say the most outlandish thing, right? And yo, it happens. I'm like, yo, this video, this video get X amount of views, and yo, we cracked that in 24 hours. Know what I mean?
Shout out to the Plug Talk community for putting in their work. We appreciate y'all. We got some more goals to meet. Y'all can rock with us, man. Our next goal is getting to this 1,000. So we need everybody to subscribe. You know what I mean? So let's help crack this next goal. We'll put up. What do y'all want us to do when we crack this 1,000? What do y'all want Demarachi to do? Hit us in the comment section. You know what I mean? Let us know what we can bring to the table. Because here at Plug Talk, one thing for certain, two things for sure. If you hear it come from one of these two mouths right here, you know that shit is as solid as cement.
Right. Right. And the thing is like we do cover a lot of serious topics, but we like to have fun too. A lot of times when before we go and shoot these episodes, me and IV are just we just talking trash about each other. Now I mean, I tell them all the time. I'm like, yo, you the only one I know that he liked the Bengals. I don't understand that one for the life of me.
Yo, this nigga hate
He,
my squad, bro. That's
yo,
crazy, bro. Yo, I never see. My football team has been a terrible football squad for 30 years. 30 years. I've never seen somebody hate on a team. That would be equivalent to hating on the Browns, hating on like the Jets. You know what I mean? Like, these are teams that hasn't affected nobody's schedule in years, man. You see the Bengals on your schedule 15 years ago, you knew that was an easy win, bro. You mad because we out here beating ass, bro? And we good now? Come on, fam. Get your wallabies, man, and get your ass on here and show your wallabies off to our motherfucking real solid supporters on here, bro, because you owe them.
Yo, but yo, this is the thing. Yo, what color would you pick? I'm not a fan,
Yo,
but
I don't know
what
your
color would you pick?
I don't know your wardrobe, but I'm sure you got something in your closet. You look at it and you got a nice color scheme, bro. And you could order some wallabies in that color scheme. That's what's fly. That's the reason why we love wallabies in the '90s, bro. Because you couldn't go find a pair of lime green shoes like that, Nikes or Jordans or anything like that back in the '90s, bro.
Now, I will give them their color schemes are alright.
Bro,
Their
they color
color
schemes are
schemes,
fucking ridiculous.
their color schemes is alright. It's like a pair of Air Forces. Their color scheme is alright, but the shoe is ugly, man. It's
Okay,
like,
if you feel
go ahead, talk to me.
if you feel that way, that's fine. But I guarantee you right now, you can go on any shoe site and point out 10 to 15 shoes people are wearing right now that are 10 to 15 times uglier than Wallabies, bro.
I agree with that. Yo, the sneakers how they make nowadays are ugly. They was got them red Mickey Mouse shoes. Those were terrible.
Yo, 90% of the Yeezys were terrible.
I'll never buy a pair of Yeezys.
Some of the Jordans are terrible, bro.
Right.
Yo, the LeBrons are terrible, bro. The KDs are terrible, bro. The Kyries are awful.
They are.
The Zions are. To me, the Zions are Wallaby status. Yes, huh?
Yo, but we ain't gonna forget. There was a dude in the comment section that was like, "Yo, what are wallabies, dog?"
Funniest comment I've seen in my life, bro. When I read that comment, dog, I was in tears. he was like, "Yo," and when I read it, I could tell he was frustrated a little bit and concerned. Like, "Yo, what the fuck are they? What the fuck are wallabies, bro?" Like, I could feel him, bro. Shout out to you. I forget the name of the guy that made that comment. But wallabies are shoes, bro. And they're shoes that came out in the '90s. They were promoted hard by the Wu-Tang Clan.
I don't know why they did that, but go ahead.
Oh, shit. Coming from a goddamn Eagles fan, I can see that fuckery right there. You know what I'm saying? But golly. But yeah, wallabies are shoes, bro. And they were the first shoes that they weren't gym shoes, they weren't boots. They're way lighter and more comfortable than boots. But they're not quite your Air Maxes or your Jordans or nothing like that as well. So they're like in betweeners. What would you call them? Like clocks?
I used to compare those to like Buffalitos. Is that
What
a
the
name?
fuck?
Buffalitos, they look just like wallabies.
What the fuck is a Buffalito, bro?
The Buffalitos. That's
Man,
that's what they were.
What type of Mexican dancing shoe are you talking about, bro?
Yo, they almost look like that.
Yo, man, I don't want to talk about those. I don't even know what the fuck those are. I've never heard of that shit in my life, bro.
Yo,
I don't know what type of conglomerate you putting together over here.
And yo, the thing is like, yo, Lugs had their own version of a wallaby.
Those were actually some of the first lugs that came out. When lugs first started, they were mimicking wallabies, bro. They didn't have their own style till Birdman got involved around 99, 2000.
Yeah. And yo, they tried to come out with that bright yellow lug. You remember that? That was ugly.
Nobody wanted lugs because lugs looked like the cartoon version of black people they used to make back in the day with the big ass jeans and the oversized shoes.
Yeah.
Nobody was. Nobody wanted to wear them shits in real life. Like, y'all don't want no oversized shoe. Nowadays, you see motherfuckers walking around with Mario Brother boots.
Yeah. Yeah, them shoes is ugly nowadays, man.
Funny how the tables turn, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now you see motherfuckers they foot game is all about what they paid for the shoe and not how the shoe look. We have to redirect our fashion culture. We have to redirect our fashion is terrible. Terrible.
It is. It definitely is, man.
Sheesh.
It definitely
Yo,
is.
what we doing today, Versace Marachi?
Yo, man, before we get started on this, I want y'all to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, share this content, man. Don't keep it to the chest. Yo, share it. It don't cost a thing. Know what I mean? Yo,
in order for us to reach this goal, y'all, we want to hit 1,000 by the end of this month. And we can't do it without y'all help. So in order for us to reach it, you gotta share. Man, please, tell your people about Plug Talk, man. Invite people to Plug Talk, man. We're gonna be bringing on. I'm going back to LA next week. We're gonna have a lot of dope guests for you guys. We're definitely stepping up the content level of the things that we love to cover when it's just me and Dimarachi. But we're working hard to make sure that we bring you the quality type of guests, celebrities, rappers, entertainers, actresses that you guys want. So if we can put in this work to bring you guys quality content, y'all can at least help us reach these goals. So share this content, man. Subscribe. I'll put it to you like this, man. The people that reach out to us and can show us that, they might about 4 or 5. If you could bring us 10 subscribers, for each person that brings us 10 subscribers, we'll send you guys gift cards. You with that, Dimarachi?
Yo, we will send you a Plug Talk hat.
How about that, y'all?
We'll send y'all Plug Talk hat.
For every person that hits us up in the email or on our IG or anywhere, and you like, I shared this, I got you guys 10 subscribers, here's my 10 people. You send us an address or a P.O. box, you will get one of these hats it won't have the Florida symbol on it. Whatever state you from, we'll make sure we have that for you. We get you a Plug Talk hat, or we'll just get you a plain Plug Talk hat if you don't want any state on your Plug Talk hat.
There you go. There you go. He got Florida on there.
Or whatever color you want, we'll do a Plug Talk shirt for you. How about that?
How about
that, Dimarachi?
How about that? On us. Free merch. On us.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, hey, to all our loyal Plug Talk community people, y'all hear us talking. Let's get to work. Let's get to work,
y'all.
You may not have to go buy any more gear for the rest of the summer fucking with us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You gotta hold
100 subscribers from one person gets you 10 shirts. You set for 2 weeks, son. For my East Coast cats. I had to put that sun in there for the East Coast cats. They understand that. You gotta sun them. Son.
All right. But yeah, man. Give us a little brief on what the topic gonna be about.
Oh man, this is terrible. This is terrible. Oh man. So about 2 weeks ago, y'all, we kind of late on this topic, but it's necessary to really get into the details of this shit. Dr. Umar, which is somebody I got familiar with on Hidden Colors 1, probably about 13, 14 years ago at this point. It's been over 15 years I've been familiar with Dr. Umar, man. And, no matter if you're familiar with Dr. Umar to the level I am, it doesn't matter how you personally feel about this guy. He's definitely educated. He definitely brings great ideology 95% of the time. Well, this is the 5% that he doesn't. And we're going to cover an interview he did on the Daily Wrap Up crew. Shout out to them. Big shout out to them. They do excellent content, excellent work. Those brothers stand firm on the things that they represent on their podcast, and I haven't seen them. They kind of like Treyway. They don't bend their phone. They'll say that in court. Goddamn it, I believe they'll say that in court. Like Shotty did. Like they don't bend their phone, bro. Them dudes are solid and put in great work. Shout out to them. But he did an interview on there, man, and he said a lot of things that I think that we here at Plug Talk need to address and cover to the real degree. And I think a lot of what Dr. Umar did in that interview, and this is just my opinion, DiMarachi, I think he was projecting a lot. And I think some of the things that he feels like he could have went back and been a better man at life, he was trying to put that ideology on all of us men like we made the same mistakes as him, which made for a terrible interview and which made for terrible content on the behalf of him. Right. I've never seen him look this bad before. I've seen him look bad when some of these people have questioned how long it's taken for him to develop this school he's been working on for damn near 15 years now. But I do understand that takes a little bit more finesse, a lot more stipulations are involved with something like that. I don't think it should have taken as long as it has, but I've never seen him look worse than this before, bro.
Right.
So, I know, sometimes you guys, when I bring some of this content to him, I get a little bit more freelance time than DiMarachi do to kind of check out some of this content that that I present to him. We kind of, overlook what it's about. He'll ask me what it's about. A lot of times he doesn't get to view this content before we get into it, so he's seeing it for the first time, like some of you guys are. I'm sure some of our community is already familiar with, this content. It's been out for like 2 weeks now, so it's not really new. But this is his first time seeing it, y'all. So, let's get into it. DiMarachi, whenever you ready, if you got anything you want to say prior to, go ahead. But I just want to give him a quick briefing.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I just want to add just one thing to it. Like, we've covered Dr. Umar Johnson as a unit before, where we actually took his side and his stance on certain topics and certain views on things. So again, over here on Plug Talk, even if DiMarachi's talking crazy or his ideologies is crazy, we're gonna chop him down no matter what. You know what I mean? So again, Dr. Umar Johnson, I don't want to undermine nothing that he's done. He's had a lot of beautiful contributions to our community.
This ain't one of them, bro.
So again, y'all gotta bear with me. And we gonna get through this. Hopefully it's not like the last one, but y'all go check out that episode. Vivek, y'all check that one out, and hopefully it's not that bad, bro.
Hey man, I don't know how you gonna feel about this shit, man, but let's get to it, bro. No further delay.
Let's get to it, man.
I've seen a video of yours where you said that feminism has conditioned Black women to view Black men as the enemy. It has. Feminism was financed by the CIA. Gloria, what was her name? Gloria Steinem, I think she was. Right. Yeah. Mother of modern feminism, because traditional feminism goes back to the 1800s, right, with Susan B. Anthony and those white supremacists. But Gloria Steinem was a CIA agent. They financed her. Her first feminist magazine they paid for. The CIA brought feminism into the white household to get the woman out of the house.
Facts.
to the black household to turn the black woman against the black man.
Facts.
To scapegoat us for problems caused for her by white supremacy. So,
Now, thus far, what he said, I agree with.
Oh, well, he spoke nothing but facts, Demarachi. He's bringing the facts of the starting points of feminism, which any of us can research, and we would have came up with the same data he did, bro. So it's not like he said anything that is new. That's not new information right there.
Right. And feminism is leading the divide between men and women in households.
Absolutely.
And what feminism is doing is trying to say that men and women are equal when they're not. It's almost like saying an apple and an orange are equal. No, even though they're both fruit, they're not equal. You know what I mean? I'm not equal.
They're not the same fruit.
Yeah. And it's not saying one is more inferior than the other. You know what I mean? It's not saying that. It's just saying that when you look at me as a man, I am different than a woman at the end of the day.
Yo.
We're not the same. You know what I mean?
No, I don't agree with you at all on that, yo. One is more inferior than the other, and that's just a fucking fact. And for any woman that wants to challenge that, I say this: get in the boxing ring with a man, get on the basketball court with a man, go play NFL football, go do something where you have to be in a male-dominated physical sport, and you will see that we're not equal. Now, if you want to compete on an intellectual level and say that we're equal, I challenge you the same way there. Your infrastructure in the world that you live in, your pregnancy births and how advanced they are now to where a majority of y'all are not dying through pregnancy birth, that was all created by men. Those pads you stick in your pussy when you got your period, those were created by men. So I challenge you women to show me where you have contributed to this infrastructure in the same way that men have. No, the fuck we're not equal. And y'all gotta respect us for the parts and the roles that we play. No, we can't sit in the household and let baby suck our titties and do all this intimate nurturing shit. But that's where you guys excel at. We could never do that. A baby can't pop out of us. But they don't give us our credit for what the fuck we do in this real world. I don't like that, man. I don't like for what we do to be overlooked like it's just nothing, and we let these women live in this comfortable atmosphere they're living in 2023 with this high level of technology, and we don't get any acknowledgement for it.
I agree. I agree. When I was saying inferior, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it to the degree in which you were saying. Because like when they say equal, they're looking at it like, okay, a man is higher than a woman. It's not to that context. When they're saying
it is though.
What? Go ahead.
What?
Nah, come on.
It's a reason why we've never had a woman presidency, and that does not have anything to do with gender roles.
Okay.
Women are emotional thinkers. We're logical.
I agree.
Man, our country would be damned if we had an emotional thinker in there with the intelligence of military at her disposal.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree. Everything that you said, I agree with. I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, we're not the same. You know what I mean?
In no way, shape, or form are we the same. But I think that the sooner we come to grips with that, the better off we'll be, man. Because the things that women are great at, we can't do.
Right.
The things that men are great at, making sure you got decent plumbing. You women don't want to get out in these sewer lines with shit and waste and all that. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to work outside doing construction all day. You don't want to be on 15 to 50-story high buildings doing construction. These are the things that we excel in, ladies. So it's okay for us not to be equal because we shouldn't be equal. But it takes the both of us to create a balance. Does that make sense, bro?
Right. And that's all I'm saying. It's just like, like a sinner. A sinner's not the same as a god. You know what I
Right.
mean? They both have different roles.
But
That's
you
all it is. Now
but
I
you
agree.
want a great center, just like you want a great point guard. And everything else in between can be worked out in order for you to have a great team. That is the typical infrastructure of a great basketball team. You had a great center, a great power force in the middle, and then you had somebody that was great at the guard area, either point guard or shooting guard, a scorer, a Michael Jordan of that type of nature. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You had somebody that can do all the in betweens that you needed to get everything done on the team. So yeah, it's two different positions, but you want greatness out of both. You got a great woman and a great man, you have a great empire.
Right. Right. And what that does, just to go back to it, feminism creates that divide, because what it does is it heightens the woman, but then it pushes down the man. You know what I mean? And tries to make the woman seem more superior than the man. That's what I mean again. That's what I think feminism does.
Now
To
you absolutely correct. And ladies, you gotta understand this. Like, there is no room in this world for a woman to say they don't need a man until now in this modern day society where you can just order your groceries from Walmart and then just appear at your doorstep. We've never been at this type of convenience ever in this world. But just let's go back 120 years when you might have had to go out and hunt for your food today. I doubt if there was ever a woman that existed and say she didn't need a man then.
right, right.
Just food for thought.
All right.
Just food for thought. Let's go ahead, big dog.
Obviously, a big thing. Obviously, we spoke about the gender wars, earlier. Obviously, there's a lot of conversation nowadays about the value of what a woman brings and the value of what a man brings in a relationship. And now there's a lot more rhetoric from our women that we hear is, "I'm strong, independent. I don't need no man." Right? So
That's pain speaking, though.
right.
Because most black women know they will never get a man.
How does this work?
Yeah, so very simply, any investor can go to masterworks.io, create an account.
A black woman can have sex whenever she wants,
Right.
because she's beautiful. She can have a bed mate, but to have a soul mate, she may never get. I have two daughters, 11 and 20, right? My oldest will be 21 this week. Statistically, right? There's a strong chance my daughter could be one of those. I hope she's not. She could be one of those who never get a husband, because only 1 out of 4 gets a husband. You see that? So when a black woman says, "I don't need a man," that is a reaction to the reality that I may not get a man.
So why not preach? Because I understood, you're obviously against interracial relation when it comes to black men
Absolutely.
with black women. I mean, with white women.
With all women, you should only be with a black woman.
And you will say, well, if you can't find a good woman in America,
Go
there's
somewhere
plenty
else.
in Africa.
Absolutely.
So why not teach that same rhetoric to our women? Like, if
I do.
if you feel
I
like
tell sisters all the time, go to Africa.
so
I know
then,
sisters who marry. I just spoke with her since she invited me to the wedding.
Pause.
but
See, this is where he's starting to me. And forgive us, Plug Talk community. We came in the middle of this interview, but we're on a limited time, so we just trying to give you guys as much adequate information about the topics we're covering. This is where he's starting to contradict himself to me. So he's saying 1 out of 4 black women to get married, right? In contribution to that, if every black man in America got married, just here in America, in the United States, got married, there would be over 2 million black women that there would be no men left for. So they outnumber us for one. So that's one of the statistical reasons why that number, that 1 out of 4 number, is kind of blasphemous. Because of course, even if everybody fulfilled everybody and everybody got married, as far as the men here in this country, then you will only be reaching 3 out of 4. So only 75% of the women could possibly get married anyway. There's going to be 25% that there's no men left for. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
2, for him to tell women, black women here in America, to go to other countries, like that's going to change the outcome outcome for these women, without these women changing the outcome of how they're carrying themselves to actually be classified as a wife, is blasphemous by itself. How you gonna tell women, like, there's no passport girls? Don't nobody want them here. In a first world country, why the fuck do you think a third world motherfucker would want this high class, unpleasable bitch?
And
that's blasphemy, Dr. Umar. You speaking out the side of your fucking neck right now. You sound stupid already. We are in a first world country, and the men don't want to marry the women here. You telling me they're going to go somewhere where the value of the dollar is even less than fucking love? Bro, Pookies, Ray-Rays, all this. Man, I'll smack this nigga Koofy off his head. Man, come on, bro.
Hold on. So, and what I'll say is this as well, when it comes to that. Like, we did an episode, one of our first episodes, and it said, which group of women are the least desirable?
Yep.
And he's telling them to go to another country, where here in this country, they're the least desirable. That's like saying the top person somewhere else to take the bottom of the barrel or the trash of somewhere else. That doesn't, nah, man.
But see, this is where, just like last episode, I'm gonna point out the ignorance in Black America. So once again, we got a brother doing this shit who's biased towards, excuse me, bro. He's biased towards his own situation. He has 2 daughters, like he just told you. So now, upon raising his daughters, he has to think about the demographic of the reality of how unwanted the black woman is here in America. So instead of him facing that reality and telling his daughters, like, look, man, you got to tighten up. You got to make yourself available and desirable to the men here in order not to be a part of that statistic. It would be the same if you were raising a son and you wanted to make sure your son ain't never have to worry about getting arrested, never have to worry about being one of these guys who go to prison, never have to worry about being a drug dealer, becoming a victim to these streets, getting shot before you even make it to 25 years old. Yo, you got a lot more things to worry about protecting your son about versus worrying about if your daughter going to get married or not. But you can't even keep it real with your daughters about the marriage factors and what they need to do to make sure that they will be considered what we will call as men a high-value woman. And when we call a woman a high-value woman, it doesn't have nothing to do with your fucking careers.
So, and then also as well, and I could be mistaken, I mean, his whole thing, it should be on promoting family togetherness. You know what I mean? He's kind of creating that. Go ahead.
Be prepared for a rude awakening, my guy.
And so then that should be the narrative. And then it's like, all right, you have 2 daughters. Like, what type of father are you? Now, I'm not saying his parenting or anything like that. I'm just focusing more so on the example of a man. What example are you setting to tell your daughter? You're basically telling your daughter to leave you.
Well, listen, bro, what you got to understand is, I'm not sure the living circumstances of his daughters, but I'm pretty sure neither one of his daughters live with him. He has 2 different kids by 2 different baby mamas.
Okay.
So minus his financial success, he is a Pookie, bro, or a Ray-Ray. A nigga out here getting multiple women pregnant that he didn't marry. So you understand the mental complexity that he's going through. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is going to be a hard issue for him to address in all honesty without holding himself accountable for the mistakes he made. And that's what I was saying before we started this content, is that's what I noticed from him when I watched this full interview. He was so complex with not saying, I made these mistakes, so I'm just saying that you guys that's doing this interview, I could do better. He blamed all of us for his mistakes. He made it a universal black man problem, and that's where I got an issue with him at. Let's go ahead if you ain't got
Right.
nothing else to say, bro.
Spot on. Hold on.
But instead of saying they will never
I'm
get
taking
married,
sisters to Africa who married brothers they met in Africa.
right?
So yeah,
I think there's obviously plenty of black men
Yes,
and
it
black
is.
women.
And what I also
saying that
tell
they will
black
never
women,
get
if you're going to
married,
go get you an African man from the continent,
right?
you're going to have to understand that the way in which you talk to black men in America will not be tolerated over there. Why the fuck is it tolerated?
Didn't we just say that?
Yep.
So isn't he kind of like backtracking what he's saying?
He's double talking, DiMarachi.
Okay.
He's doing the same thing that sister did when she thought she was giving educated questions to that presidential candidate on the podcast we just did 2 days ago, y'all. This is a spinning reflection of it, except this time it's coming from a man.
You're gonna tell them, well, if you're gonna go over there, you gotta know how to behave. But
It's not important to know how to behave here, though.
Doesn't make sense at all.
And we know goddamn well the issue with women is not 100% their behavior. The other part with you women is y'all act like a man that's getting $40,000 a year ain't good enough for you. Well, guess what? That African motherfucker making way less than that. The cost of living ain't as high though.
Right.
Make it make sense, dude.
This is crazy.
Come on, bro. Let's go ahead, man.
That's what we're trying to tell them. Well, over here, I want to say this to us, though. Because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible for. Let's be honest. The black woman has had to hold down the black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself.
Hold on.
I already know. Go ahead, my dog. I seen this shit, so I was just sitting back. Go ahead, I feel you, bro. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Yo, so you mean to tell me at the beginning of this video, the leading cause of dividing the household was feminism. Now you're saying that men are responsible?
Mind you, bro. Before the feminist wave that he's talking about that struck in the 60s, which not only got white women out the house, it also gave the privilege of getting black women out the house and no longer needing their men to the financial standard and degree. What he's deciding to overlook, he pushed the black women held down the household that the black man went out there and worked hard to motherfucking maintain.
Right.
And financially provided for, you imbecile. Man, I don't know, man. I think when he did this interview, that vest he brought was too tight and it cut off his circulation and he couldn't think well enough.
And this is the doctor.
By who? A degree don't certify your intelligence. I'm sorry. Bring your ass here, Dr. Umar. I'd love to interview your ass. You ain't getting that shit off on me. You got off on them, bro. I come from the same background, bro, with the same type of intellect, fam. You ain't running that weird shit on me, that double talking shit on me. He's double talking, bro. And what he's doing is he's trying to leave room for his own personal error. I'm telling you, bro, let me remind you. This is a man who has never just mentioned are from two different baby mamas, fam.
Right. I was trying. I didn't know what his circumstance as far as like, the children. I didn't know that, but
yeah. You know I do my research, fam. You know I do my research, fam. You know I do. And that because I was so heartbroken when I seen this the first time. I had to go dig deeper and see what could be the root cause for this weird double talking I've never seen this man do. Like I said, the only time I've seen rhetoric from him similar to this is when certain people that know what it takes to open up schools have asked him questions about that school. It's the only time I've ever seen him really shaky. We can continue, bro, because it gets worse than this, bro. You ain't seen nothing yet. Shit, all right.
Incarceration of black males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now, and it has been that way for about 50 years. So when his sister says, I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be a man. You ain't got to work or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that. And then we want to act like we play a role.
We have to be held accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held.
You already asked? You already asked before you press pause?
Yeah.
We have to be held accountable for their poor selection? Great question, right?
Great question.
I think before you say anything, let's hear this motherfucker's weak ass rebuttal. I promise you. You rather speak after this.
No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection.
How to escape the heat if you don't have an air conditioner?
We need to be held accountable because women have a poor selection, DiMarachi.
What you're
Who's
saying,
raising these poor niggas?
Poor mate. And what I'm saying is they don't have much to select one, so of course she's going to end up with a poor mate. And why is she going to end up with a poor mate? Because we as black men are not raising black boys to be the men that our women need. We are not.
Stop. See, this is where I started to lose my patience with him. This is actually on the actual full video. This is about 35 minutes in to about 40 minutes in, bro. And this is where I started to lose my patience. So you started off this conversation blaming it on feminism. Now you're blaming it on us that these women have a poor selection. Yet you'll sit up here and acknowledge the fact that these men for the last 50 years have been raised by a whole.
They've been raised by single mothers.
The same motherfuckers complaining about the men. And why have they been raised by single mothers? Because these are the same women that decided to rather have government assistance or a corporate America job over a family. We cannot choose, according to the courts, to be in our children's lives. If that woman don't want us to be there, bro, she has enough ammunition through the state that she is going through to make sure she gets child support for you, to make sure that you only get visitation rights a certain amount of time a week. And I'm sure he knows that for having two different baby mamas and two different kids by two different baby mamas. So this is where I say, personally, he's projecting. And what he's projecting is he's trying to hide his identity. He's trying to hide his true self right now. Bro, you were a bad selector of women. That's why you didn't marry neither one of the women you got pregnant. You probably had these issues growing up and raising your two daughters. You have one that's 21, that's a grown adult right now. You have one that's 11. There's no telling what type of baby mama drama you went through. But instead of you manning up and saying, yeah, you know, I was going through struggles. I was on the internet begging for money for school. That might have been to take care of my kids. We don't know why he started a school now. That's why I don't want to hear nothing about this nigga talking about no goddamn school no more until you got some goddamn students enrolled in that motherfucker. Dr. Umar, I'm about sick of that shit. I'm starting to see a lot of leaks in your fucking tires, bro. A lot of leaks, bro. Now he's sitting up here saying that, bro, women don't have a good selection of men. These ass niggas.
Right. Then we cover another topic. I mean, then we cover a topic when he was going at another woman. You know what I mean, on a panel and saying,
Damn, I wish you would have brought that up beforehand, because that would have been a great sound bite to add to this right now. But yo, Plug Talk community, this is why we try to push to get to that 1,000, so we'll be able to give y'all that quality shit. They got the Ivy League banned the first time. If y'all been riding with us for a minute, you know what we saying when we said we got banned the first time. YouTube kicked our whole channel out this motherfucker. So Yo, we trying to give y'all. We love to do research here. We love to cover and give you every bit of the truth, even past statements made by certain people that are saying something different today, because that's very key. Because we here at Plug Talk believe that, and we stand on this principle. A person who stands for nothing will fall for anything. Right now, he wants y'all to fall for anything because he wants to protect the pride of himself. If you ain't got nothing to say, let's get back into it, because we just ruffling the feathers, bro. We ain't even got to the chicken yet.
Now, what we doing about it? Unemployed black males, what we doing about it? Pants sagging, weed smoking, what we doing about it? Black men are not raising black boys to be the men our community needs. That is 100% our fault. What I'm saying is she got a right to be angry with us. She got a right to be
bullshit.
We have not been on our job as black men. If the men are the providers, what have we been providing for our community? I'm not speaking you individually. Yes. Because you may be a damn good father. You may be a
pause.
Guess
I'm
what?
gonna make this very brief. I was going to say a few things. Civil rights movement, Black Panther parties, community activist movements we were having up to the 90s. Even Tupac Shakur spoke in a few. The Black Expos that we used to have back in the day that they eventually cut out of the system. No, instead of saying what a black man did for the community, you need to ask yourself, how did the black man get exiled out of the community? We've done everything for this community. But since we've been separated from the household, better yet, who has done anything for the community? Hey, let's take a look at who's raising these pants sagging, weed smoking, gun toting motherfuckers you talking about. And didn't we just see a situation in Chicago where somebody's son just killed a grown man? Did we not, Marachi?
Right.
Who's weaponizing our young black men to be they motherfucking baby dad? What would you call that, bro? A son husband?
That's the baby boy, Tyrese.
Who's raising these feminine acting ass, I hate any man that look like me motherfucker? Who's raising them? See this? I'm sorry, bro. I gotta keep a little better composure right now, fam. I'm gonna fall back, G. Do what you do.
I'll let you go.
What are we doing for the community? What are we doing for the children who don't have a father? You don't think the black woman got a right to be angry when she's been raising 2/3 of the kids by herself for 50 years? And the minute she raised her voice, we say she's not humble enough? She had to become masculine to survive the rape, the molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't?
Wait a minute. All right. Yo. All right.
Cook, D.
Hold
ahead,
on,
bro.
Hold on, man. Yo, I hate when they use that whole narrative of all like, yo, the women, they've been molested, raped, all of this stuff. Again, that's why you need the man in a household, so those things won't happen. They are bringing random people in the households. They don't know these men from hole in the walls. They asking questions like, what is your zodiac sign? What's your favorite color? You know what I mean? Instead of asking real questions before letting these men in the household. You know what I mean? And we got to start promoting family as well. Like, stop promoting the man. You need that man present. These women are saying that they don't need a man.
Right.
You don't hear men saying that they don't need women. Yeah, you may hear men say that, you know, they're players and the women are hoes and all that type of stuff. And I'm not validating that. But at the same time, by no means, if a man said that he did not need a woman, you're going to look at that man funny. Period.
Yo, If I ever hear a man say them shit like that, I'm gonna think he gay. I'll be honest with you. Yo, I don't need no woman. I don't need no pussy, bro. What the fuck? Hold on, I've been around this motherfucker too long. All right, yo, we done with business? Cool, I'm gone, bro. I catch you when it's time to do business again. I'm not, bro. I'm sorry. That's not rhetoric. I've never heard you say that. I've never heard none of my brothers say that. Yo, I've lived in 5 different states, 9 different cities, and I've never heard none of the men I've surrounded myself by ever say they didn't want or need a woman. Never heard it. Now, can they survive without you? Yeah. Can they build a kingdom without you? Absolutely. But every man, once he gets his shit together, what's the first thing he go out looking for after he got his shit together?
He going to get a woman. And even if he don't have his stuff, hold on, even if he don't have his stuff together, the first thing on a man's mind, I'm going to keep it 100 with you, is a woman. In some shape or capacity.
I've seen a lot of men not be able to get their shit together. Always chasing a woman.
They always chasing a woman. And you be around a whole bunch of dudes. What are the dudes saying? Yo, where the hoes at? No disrespect, but that's what they saying. Yo, where the hoes at?
Especially after the weed and the drink is gone, and now they want to go out to smoke and drink so they can see some hoes while they smoke and drink. Yeah, where the bitches at, bro? Yeah, we've been sitting in this crib all day. Let's go out and see some hoes, bro.
Yo,
let's go get something to eat. Let's go to the sports bar down the street.
Right.
Where some of the females get off work and go to.
Yeah.
You will never see the man devaluing what's necessary to have from a woman. You only see our women doing this. And like me and you talked about before, this comes from the bitterness of that single mother. We did an episode before where we talked about and we covered side chicks raising side chicks. This is where that comes into play at, bro.
Right.
So that mentality. Go ahead, bro.
No. Go ahead. I'm gonna piggyback that, but go ahead.
That mentality that is instilled in our women comes from the bitter ass mamas and bitter ass grandmas over the last 50 years. They couldn't keep a man, so they raised their daughters on the principle of you don't need no man to get out here and have your own shit. Maybe they didn't have their own shit. Maybe they were the ones on government assistance. So they wanted their granddaughters or their daughters to be able to not have to be dependent on the government and not be dependent on the man. But goddamn, we've talked about this before. When it comes to financial status, you will do more better with 2 people than you can with 1. Go ahead, fam.
Right. And that's just the logic right there. And where do you hear a whole bunch of women saying like, yo, what you're saying is crazy. Like, yo, you need a man. Like, yo, you over here bashing, man. You need them. You don't hear influx of women doing that. But you got somebody like Dr. Umar Johnson that will bash men just to defend women on this podcast that let you know that, again, men look out for women. If you seen a woman right now getting attacked or whatever, your intuition as a man is gonna be like, nah, you can't do that, bro. You can't do that.
Yeah, maybe me 5 years ago, but in 2023, I'm acting like I ain't see shit and keep pushing. That chick might have set that nigga up. I done seen, we done did podcasts of rappers getting killed and set up by baby mamas that was fucking with other dudes. Nah, bro, not today. Not in this. Yeah, 5-10 years ago, maybe in the 90s or something. Yeah, I would have did that. You right. But today, in 2023, I'm out of my goddamn business, bro. I got to, man. And not on an ignorant status, am I saying that? But you know what? If he beating her ass too bad publicly, I'm gonna try to stop and see what's up. But at any point, when I'm stopping this man, if I see it in his eye, and you can always tell with a man, bro. Bro, you out of line. You don't even know what she's done. I'm not. I give it a 10. I give it an attempt. I give it an attempt. But if that nigga is willing to fight through me to get back to her, bro, I ain't doing that for no bitch. I don't know, bro. Crazy as fuck. Shit. My chick, yeah. Random? Nah, bro. Hell nah. That's her own problem, fam. It's 2023, bro. These women think they equal to us, and they do shit that women 50 years ago would have never did, bro. Never did. So as much as I want to be righteous in any situation I can encounter, sometimes the most righteous thing you can do is mind your fucking business, bro. I don't know if I agree with you on that one, cuz I'm sorry, bro. I don't know.
Well, even
that's situational. That's situational for sure.
I'll put it to you like this: even you contemplating it, you know that somewhere inside you right there.
If I was in the restaurant in that situation in Chicago, I would have definitely interfered with that because I know that this is over a meal or a place in line or just a misunderstanding and a lot of loud talking from both parties probably that led to something crazy. So yeah, instead of holding my phone up and trying to get a viral moment at that time, my ass would have been like, yo, hey, bro, chill out, man. Hey, lady, just relax too, man. Yo, are we all trying to get some food right now? Let's just, I would have interfered in something like that. But if I'm riding down the street and I see a motherfucker holding up, whooping a chick ass, I don't know if I'm about to stop my car and get out and say a motherfucking thing, bro. I don't know what that's about, D. Marachi. If I'm in the same chicken wing spot and I kind of see what the content is about, yeah, I'm going to always do the righteous thing. If I'm riding down the street and I see an altercation already going on, bro, I'm continuing through. I'm going by my way, bro. That ain't none of my business, man.
I mean, like you said, it's situational. I feel like if it's putting your life at danger, nah, I wouldn't do it. And I see where you're coming from with that. But from a moral standpoint, you know what I mean? At least from my opinion. Like
nobody wants to see a man beating the shit out of a woman because morally we know that we're physically built different from them. There's no way that chick can win that fight unless he's a midget and she's Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying? You have to help the little homie. But the reality is, bro, in today's world, bro, we have seen women setting men up at a way higher rate. Yo, they're even setting women up, bro. We see the situation of motherfuckers from South Carolina that took old girl down to Mexico and beat her to death and recorded the shit, bro. Like these motherfuckers is watching too many Tubi movies, popping too many pills, and listening to too many depressing, suicidal rap music. YNM Melly and shit. You know what I mean? Like it's a different world now. I'm gonna mind my business. Like I said though, if I'm in the facility and can see the context of what's going on, and I could predict a situation from happening, or if I see somebody haul up and do some shit that is not justified, I will intervene. But if I'm riding down the street and I see a motherfucker beating the shit out of a female, I'm not stopping for that no more in this day. Not in 2023, bro. I'm not. Like I said, if I'm in Walmart and I'm seeing the incident go down in line and I see what it's about, or if I'm in the chicken spot like the situation that's happened in Chicago and I hear what the content's going down, when I hear a nigga saying, I'm about to knock you out, that's when I'm going to start. Hey, bro, relax. Don't hit the woman. Don't hit the. I know, she wrong. I'm going to talk to him and kind of coach him in and calm him down. I will intervene in those type of situations. But if it's a situation where I didn't see how I escalated and that dude hauling up on this chick, bro, she on her own.
I mean, again, I'm gonna step in. It depends on the situation. If it's safe for me to do it, I'll do it. But if not, then nah, I'm not gonna do it.
How can you determine that? Like yo, even the situation in Chicago may not be safe because now you got a 14-year-old child. They got access to a gun that I'm sure ain't never been to a gun range. And now, what if he's shooting out of panic and you jumping over there to try to grab the dude?
No,
Now
no, no,
you
no,
the
no,
nigga
no,
get
no.
shot.
That's why I was saying if it's safe for me to do it.
But what I'm saying is, bro, who can determine when it's safe?
I mean, it's subjective at the end of the day.
So it's
subjective.
situational. It's situational, and it more so boils down to timing, meaning that you could prevent the altercation from. You have to stop the altercation from ever happening to make sure it's safe. As long as he never punches that woman in the first place, he never has to worry about getting shot. You see what I'm saying? So if you can't stop it in that timing, you put yourself in danger now.
But we can, I mean, we could also do other things too. We can call 911. We could do
They're
things
not
like
coming
that too.
before. They're not going to be there before that nigga get murdered.
I
They're not
mean,
going to be there in Chicago, L.A., Boston, Philly, Dayton, Atlanta. But they're not going to be there before that altercation happens. They're not going to be there, bro.
I mean, again, even if it's not there, but there's stuff that you can do. You know what I mean?
I don't think you're being realistic, man. But let's stick to the topic, though.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, I'm like, you know, to me, it's subjective at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's situational for sure, fam. I can agree with you on that part, like you agree with me on that part. Depending on the situation determines what we would do in this age. Now, like I said, this is not the 60s or 70s no more, where the most you got to worry about is a dude getting to a pocket knife or something. Like, this is 2023, and a lot of these states are open fucking carry. And even if these states ain't open fucking carry, motherfuckers carrying guns on them like it is. So, like,
Right.
it's hard to stick your neck out here now with the way that a lot of these black males have been raised by these women, man. They don't negotiate the right way. They're not logical. They're highly emotional. They almost act like the women do, bro.
Yeah. And I'm like in most and again, I'm not agreeing for men to hit women or anything like that.
Not at all, bro. Not at all. I know you're not.
I'm not agreeing with any of that, but I feel like when it comes to rationale, I feel like a lot of times these women, they're not really rational when they like if a man is like if you see a man is starting to become aggressive, that's your job as a woman. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be mild tone, gentle. That's your point to, you know what I mean? You leave the situation or de-escalate it. You know what I mean? Don't try to go word for word or combat with them and be just as aggressive with them, because you're not going to win that battle. A man by nature has to be aggressive to survive, especially in the areas where we live. You can't you can't match aggression with aggression. It just won't end well. And especially if you're the opposite sex, you can't do that.
I agree. Let's get back on point, G.
Cool.
See how we created that?
I understand that, but she needs.
If we was loving our women and taking care of our women, do you think she would be like that? That personality has a history.
If she's picking Pookie and Ray Ray instead of
you're making her a scapegoat.
No, she's picking a scapegoat.
No.
There's good.
Why she even got it? Why is there even a Pookie in the selection?
You gotta ask her that.
No. I'm gonna tell you why there's a Pookie in the selection. Because black men have abandoned black boys and have allowed social media, white media, athletes, and rappers to raise them. That's why she with Pookie.
Real quick. So I knew you was gonna pause it right there. I know I see it in your face. Not only that, bro, it did the same thing to me the first time I said it. So instead of me making my comment right now, go ahead, bro, because I can see the passion in you right now, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Yo, you know how rappers, they have ghostwriters, but then when they say certain things, you know what I mean? You're like, yo, I know it was him. I know he wrote that. What he's saying right now, yo, that's a whole bunch of women talking points. That's not a man's talking point. When he's saying that nonsense at the end of the day.
So you said that right now he's rapping Quenisha Miller. He's Drake. Not Quentin Miller. He got Quenisha Miller right. Shit.
Right. That's what he is. He's saying a whole bunch of women talking points at the end of the day.
That's crazy, bro.
Like, come on, man. Yo, he might
Yo,
as well
Go ahead, bro.
no, he might as well put his hand on his hip and smack his teeth or something, man. He talk.
But
Go ahead.
The reason why this was painful for me, right, is because of the way he started. He explained the elements and creation of feminism. Then his second talking point after that was the truth about, like, he's saying it like black men are signing up to go to prison. Like you can sign up to go to the Army or National Guard or whatever. Like, yo, we're not signing up to go. And I come from those elements, bro. I'm telling you this. Yo, a lot of these dudes that come from single parent households, let's talk about how many of these dudes that I was raised with, mamas was dope fiends. So by the time they was 13 years old, they had to go out here and sell crack. Not only that, supply it to their mama, so she won't be going out here sucking dick and getting turned out by the fucking hood. And they was paying a light bill and making sure the rent was paid at the ages of 13, 14, and 15 years old. What type of life is he going to have by the time he's 21? 9 times out of 10, his ass going to already be on his way to prison or already been in juvenile correctional facilities, bro. Now, who's to blame for that?
Yeah.
So he's trying to make it seem like men are abandoning their sons, and we know that that's not abandonment. This is conditional. A lot of women can't get their government assistance if they allow that man in the household. So, you have that off and on relationship, and I got some brothers. I got some friends, and I can relate to this element they're going through right now as grown men. It's cool off and on for them to be in their child's life, but as soon as they get too close, too familiar, in order for that woman to keep her benefits, she gonna have to keep your ass away. And even if you man enough to be like, nah, we need to sit down and talk about this. This is my child. Fucking get off that government assistance. If she don't want to get off that shit, if she too lazy, she's not gonna hear nothing you got to say, and she'll cause a argument or a fight to make sure that she keeps her benefits. Cause she don't give a flying fuck about you, nigga.
Right. And I also want to touch upon a point that one of the people on the show was saying. He's saying that there was a lot of good men out here that these women are overlooking, and they're picking these Pookie and Ray Rays, and they are. They are. And this is there was an interview. There was an interview on the Breakfast Club. I think the chick's name was Ebony Williams. It said she would not date a bus driver.
That wasn't on the Breakfast Club. She was doing an interview with what's the good sister, man? The elder sister, man. I can't think of her name, but yeah. I know that what interview you're talking about. I know exactly
they
what you're
addressed
talking about,
it. My fault. They addressed it on the Breakfast Club. But again, this is what women are saying. They're saying that they would not date a bus driver, whereas these bus drivers are making easily 60, 75,000 a year, probably more. I live in a city where you have to use public transportation for the most part. Us, New York, Chicago, and I think there's probably a few other states where public transportation. Los Angeles.
Oh, especially on fight weekends. Like, come on, bro.
Right. And again, these public transportation drivers, they making money. These trash men, they're making money. These plumbers, they're making money. Construction workers, they making money. Truck drivers, yo, they used to clown truck truck drivers back in the day. Now they understand that they pulling in all this money. Now they want to get a truck driver. Come on.
Yeah, the narrative he's using, like I said, bro, and it should start to like, the further we get along with, hearing him talk in this interview, I think you're gonna come to understand what I was saying in the beginning about this being a defense mechanism for the things that he's flawed upon in life. This has nothing to do with black men. We are not to blame for 90% of the shit he's saying, but that's the excuse he's going to tell his daughters of why he's not in the household with his wife. You get what I'm saying? Or his baby mama.
Hold on. I just want to say, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, but do you get what I'm saying, though?
I get what you're saying. So he's projecting because it's him. He's trying to hide his insecurities. That's what you say.
Absolutely, D.
Yeah.
Now that I don't know how far we are into this clip, but don't you see it, bro? The more and more we're going into this, do you not see what I was saying?
I see it. I see it clearly. You don't got a whole bunch of women trying to holler at you, Dr. Umar. You know what I mean? You're a doctor. And according to you, go ahead.
You a simp and a trick, nigga. I can see it in your posture, nigga. I know what type of nigga you is, nigga. Now, and I know you weren't about to take it there, but you know me, man. This is the lifeline right here, baby. I'm the last call, boy, for alcohol. I know what type of tight vest ass nigga you is, bro. You out here simping and tricking. So you want all of us to be as flawed as you when it comes to how we pick and choose our women, what our results are, no matter what. You want us to be responsible for these terrible ass women out here. And boy, no sir, reject it. Reject your deposit. Not good here. Go to another bank, bro. Club talk will not cash that check.
Yeah.
Simp ass nigga. We can go ahead, bro.
You don't got a whole bunch of women choosing these people that have good jobs and good occupations. They're not doing that. When they do that is when they hit the wall and when reality starts to set in. And that's usually when they have a couple of kids, they're failing hard times, and now they want to give these good men, quote unquote, the chance. But in their earlier years, they over there dating the worst of the worst. And you cannot blame that on men. You got to blame that on who's raising them. And a lot of times these people that are raising them are these mothers. And they're not valuing. Ask a mother this question, right? What one good thing did they baby daddy do? You decided to have a kid with this man. What did he do?
I mean, we ain't even gonna. I'm gonna spare the females today. I'm more concerned with this old Doogie Howser, Carlton Banks built ass nigga right now, bro. Because the women, if it was a woman over here saying that shit, I'm gonna go hard on the women. But it's this weird motherfucker right here, bro. The black Bart Simpson looking motherfucker, man. This him using this ideology right now. It's him coming on here trying, and you can tell by his posture and his aggression, he's trying to really inflict this on these young brothers here. And like I said, bro, once again, shout out to the Daily Wrap Up crew. They put in good work, and they tried to respectfully stand tall without disrespecting Dr. Umar. Y'all brothers got a lot more grace and patience than me, because Dr. Umar would have got that business in that motherfucker fucking with us like that, bro. Facts. Big facts, bro. You would have to come out that vest, Dr. Umar. To me like that.
She would not have a Pookie. If we're going to be mad,
fuck out of here, corny ass nigga.
Take responsibility.
Let it ride for a second.
Why our women feel the
I said let it ride for a minute.
way they feel. I can hear that. I'm not saying that they're right to disrespect, because even if a woman disrespects me, right, that still don't give me a right to disrespect her, because she's still the queen of the community. Even if she's not acting like it, I'm going to give her that respect. But when I hear brothers talk like this discourse we having now, we act like we don't understand. No, there's reasons for that shit.
I do understand. Women
are so valuable. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think women ground men and help them, propel to the next level. I think men get further in life with a woman, right? But if I'm a hardworking man, but I'm only looked at as resources.
Okay. Give me a stop real quick, Marachi.
Jump on.
What type of kingdom? Notice the words I'm using. Kingdom will you have if your queen ain't in order? If she's disrespecting you, and you don't have the right to check your woman, and if it's called for, disrespect her back. Because sometimes we got to understand we're dealing with an emotional creature. So sometimes you have to match her energy in order for her to understand. You almost got to be a mirror in order for her to see what she's doing. And it's taking that. But I've never, show me a kingdom where they allow their queen, show me a king that's ever allowed his queen to disrespect him. What? He's speaking from a peasant's place. He's speaking from a sick, from a nigga that gotta go behind. That's the reason why he's married to another. Yo, he gotta go behind me. I'm Dr. Umar, baby. You know I'm about to start a school. Like, yeah. And the bitch like, yeah, I don't give a fuck, Dr. Umar. I'm not really into that. She got a fat ass, so Umar want to fuck her. Umar like, well, goddamn it, what you need? $350 real quick. Let me do a live show. Hey, y'all, we need to fund this school, y'all. Yo, so come on, black community. Oh, sick ass nigga. That's why your school ain't gonna be a trick out the roof. No pussy. Stuff ass nigga.
And the question. In the question that I gotta ask for Dr. Umar Johnson, then we can continue.
I don't want to ask you shit, Dr. Umar. Stay the fuck away from me, bro.
I would say this, right? If you're telling these women to go to Africa and date these men, how do you think that these men are going to treat that woman if she doesn't respect him? You think he's just gonna turn the blind eye?
I've never seen him operate this type of way. Like I always seen this dude as a very intelligent brother, bro. I don't see any intelligence in this conversation and interview at all, fam. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up so we can get through this terribleness, man.
Alright. We gotta let this rock.
On Tom, Dick, and Harry because he got flash. He's shining a little bit more. His access to money is quicker than mine. It's kind of hard to have that.
Well, no, one, I agree with you, but that's not all sisters.
No, it's not.
If you're constantly running into that type of woman, then the problem is you because you're attracted
to
low vibrational energy.
Why fucking God.
For women, you just.
I ain't got nothing to say, bro.
Again, you have to be
having a conversation as men.
Yeah.
I got plenty of interviews with all women where I check them too.
All right.
But as a man, you should not be concerned about what I say to them. No, as men, we should be concerned of what we're going to do to produce a better generation of black males for tomorrow. That's the only that is where we should be focused. Women bring the choice of life.
Real quick.
In there, right? I can't have a child unless a woman agrees.
She can't carry one if you didn't put it in her.
I agree with that 100% too, right? But whether or not, if you want that child or not, she can still make that decision. It's only
right.
Put a seed in her. Nothing else happens. And no woman can make you put a seed in her. So the original act was the responsibility of a man.
True. I mean, all right. So,
what do we always say, son? Liberty Mutual customizes your card.
So he's saying, Liberace,
that's my boy.
that it's not. We covered that situation before too, bro. Let the weak ass commercial go through and then hit the pause. But
no clue.
We've covered that topic before too, and we've explained before, right? That. And we had a unanimous vote from men saying that if a woman that you really want to sleep with, you really like, told you you ain't getting no pussy tonight unless you go get a condom if you ain't had one. The men agreed that it don't matter if the gas station was 50 miles away. They either make homegirl ride with them or they would go get that condom themselves and come right back there to get that pussy. So when he's saying the act of a man just getting a woman pregnant is the act upon the man, that is 100% bullshit. But a woman has 65 different forms of contraceptive to use to ensure that she doesn't get pregnant. Are you telling me that all those different forms, a man only has like what, 25, 20? I believe that we could possibly use. Woman has 65, and you're telling me she's not responsible for protecting her womb the same way we're responsible for protecting our sperm? If anything, we're equal contributors to making a baby, whether we meant to do it or not. And if we wanted to ensure that we're not having a baby, all we need to do is get a condom or some Plan Bs, and either way it go, I promise you this. Ladies, if you tell that man he ain't getting no pussy tonight if he don't go get a condom, I bet that nigga find a condom real quick. Real quick. Real quick.
Even if he wasn't getting no box, we're not talking about a man just taking a woman. You know what I mean? This is consensual sex. You know what I mean? So again, if a woman does not open her legs, the sex does not happen, period.
We've said this a million times here at Plug Talk, y'all. There's two different levels to a relationship or a situationship or a marriage or whatever you want to call it that ends up to be a marriage or an engagement. Two levels are this. The women control the element of sex. The man controls whether we're going to be in a relationship or not. That's all I got to say, Pimp.
Did black men willingly leave the household, or was it the system that was?
It was systemic.
All right. So how, if we giving them grace for them having to do it without us, but it wasn't our fault, how are we not getting that same grace and that same respect?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Great question.
Because black men, as the leaders of the community, now
We can't be leaders.
here's the question
not
we gotta
accepting
make.
that.
Here's the question. Because the argument y'all make feeds into the feminist agenda.
Okay.
It's an argument that says I don't want the responsibility.
I'm a leader.
I don't want to fix shit. Right?
What?
I'm gonna fall back and let her run everything. That's what the feminists tell. They say, look at them making excuses for why they can't be better men, making excuses for why they can't make better men. You understand? Your argument feeds the feminist narrative.
That's not what we make excuses for.
Yeah, he just changed the whole. He deflected and changed the goalpost.
Because
Say that again.
He just changed the narrative and moved the goalpost real quick, bro.
Explain.
So he just told this man, right, who was saying, he asked a very great question. He said, okay, so are we choosing to not be there to raise these kids, or is this a systematic problem? And he said, Dr. Umar responded and said, yeah, it's systematic, but what you're saying is feeding into the agenda of feminists, because now you're sitting back and just saying, I don't want the responsibility. Like, now, right there is where he changed the narrative and moved the goalposts. No, bro. If there's a systematic attack on us, if there is a agenda on us to make sure that we're not in that household, whether it's by government assistance that's given to the woman or by mass incarceration that's inflicted on us.
Yep.
That is not saying the man is not trying to be responsible for the household in no fucking way, shape, or form. We have an agenda set against us, Dr. Umar, and we need to be fighting for real enemy, dude. Well, I'm about to, hey, Demon Roger, let's get through this shit before I'm trying to be cool tonight, bro. I'm trying to be cool. Let me freaking another mile, bro. You know what I mean, bro? Come on, this nigga's terrible. I told you it's terrible.
I worked too
And
hard
I'm
in my
gonna go back
life.
to what I said. Pookie and Ray Ray shouldn't exist. And And the only reason why Puka and Ray Ray exist because we're not in the community making those boys the men they need to be. Do you see that?
One second, real quick. And I just want to say this: there's Pookie and Ray Rays in every fucking nationality, my nigga. Don't you got white trailer park trash?
Right.
You ever seen Hispanic dope fiends? Indian dope fiends? Asian dope fiends? You're going to have people who just can't figure it out or just give up on themselves no matter what nationality they are. So for him to say Pookies and Ray Ray shouldn't exist is fucking unrealistic and asinine, bro.
What?
It's just.
Yo, I agree. But when you have a title like Pookie and Ray Ray, there has to be a light at the end of the tunnel. So meaning there has to be good as well.
Absolutely, but what he's doing is he's taking away the accountability for what our women are selecting. And he's trying to basically tell them is, well, you know, we've done such a terrible job. There's absolutely nothing else for the women to pick but Pookie and Ray Rays. Like he's trying to say 60 to 70% of black men out here are fucking junkies and fucking losers.
You're saying exactly what I was trying to say. Exactly. He's dismissing all the good men, and he's saying, okay, this is what they have to choose from, which is false. Because even when you come up with that title, Pookie and Ray Ray, there has to be another side to that. You know what I mean? There has to, just like when you just said trailer park trash, you know that there's another side to that. But that race
a very successful side to that.
Right.
Yo, I just want y'all to understand when it comes to millionaires and billionaires, in this country alone, we have over 8,000 black millionaires to billionaires. I'm not separating the millionaires from billionaires right now. I'm putting the millionaires and billionaires all in one count, in one count here. We got more than 1,000 of those in this country alone, bro. And that's not including some of these dope boys you sisters love to date, and before they end up doing their federal prison time for 20, 30 years, these niggas might have made $100 million. Your Frank Lucases, your Big Meeches, your Freeway Ricky Rosses, like all these dudes got stories of making hundreds of millions of dollars. The niggas up under them make millions of fucking dollars, and this is money that's never been accounted for.
Right.
The hell is this man? I'm telling you, bro. I feel like his fucking vest was too tight, man. I'm telling you, bro. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Dr. Umar tonight, man. I don't know.
She got an Eli. She ain't come to Eli. She went to Pookie, and that's what we're trying to say.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
Hard in my life.
Right. She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
Dr. Umar.
We ain't supposed to make the brace the boys.
Right. We as men, let's hold the other men accountable for the same thing that you're talking about right now.
What are we doing for the young brothers in the street?
So what you mean, mentoring them? I mean, he's a great father.
Mm-hmm. I ain't talking about that's individual. That's good, but that's individualism. Yeah. What are we doing collectively as men to change the trajectory for black boys in the streets right now? Nothing.
Watch this. Watch what he say. Watch what he say. No, let him play. Watch what he say.
Yeah, I mean, you can take it's not going to get better unless we put hands on deck. The reason the athletes and the rappers are the role models is the professional black man moved out the hood. Where the dentist at? He ain't in the black community no more. Where the lawyer at? Where the business owner at? Where your city council person at? We abandon black boys, and then we blame black men for poor choices in mates that they should not even have to make if we did a better job raising our boys the right way. At the end of the day, if I'm going to call myself a man, the ultimate responsibility for reconstruction of the black community rests with me. Yes, they have a role. Yes, they have responsibility. But as a man, as a leader, to say I can't fix this shit unless she changes, that's not the definition of a man.
I don't see. I think when
But what are you doing? Hold on. You notice how he cut them off, right? When they were saying that they were being great fathers and mentors to the kids and the young black men or young black boys, rather, they can get their hands on, that was individualism. And when he cut them off with the individualism, he didn't get into what he's doing to change the community. He gave them a general statement of what it takes to be great leaders and change the community. Dr. Umar, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You hear me, Pimp?
Yeah. Let's go through this.
That. What I'm saying is I'm capable of being that leader, that provider. I've worked hard in my life. You get what I'm saying? I should not have to.
You still go back to individualism.
But I only feel like we tell black men that we have to now deal with masculine women, women with children.
Why is she masculine? Because she had to raise the kids alone, not one woman,
so
brother. A whole community.
So you mean to tell me the only woman I can look forward in my life is a masculine woman that has kids by other men?
No,
that's what I have to look forward to.
But I'm telling you, mistakes made by black men systemically gave rise to the conditions that allowed her to be masculine and made her end up with a man that you consider to be less than what he should be. And I'm telling you, black men are responsible for her being masculine because we have not helped her raise them children. And when I say help them raise them children, I don't mean you as the stepdad.
Hey, hold on. You see the dark-skinned dude with the braids face?
Yeah.
That says it. Yo, they looking at each other right now like, hey, this nigga's tripping, bro. Let's continue. But yo, I'm telling you, yo, when we do the playback on this, bro, you're gonna die at that part right there, bro. Trust me, man. The camera don't miss a lot of shit, man, and it be catching them expressions sometimes. That shit be priceless, man. Go ahead, G.
Community, where we go to every single parent, black mother, and say, how many sons you got? 2. How many sons you got? 2. Well, guess what? That's your son's big brother. That's your son's big brother. He taking him to school. He doing the homework. He gonna spend a couple hours with him every Saturday. He got his own kids too, but he gonna make time for you. She got masculine because she had to become masculine in order to deal with the rape, the abuse, the domestic violence, the disappointments that men had in her life, and also raising those kids and having to take care of herself all at the same time. The black woman has been the be-all, end-all in our community for half of a century, and now we want to turn around and say because she didn't do it perfectly enough or remain feminine enough where she had to absorb our responsibilities plus her own, that's insensitive and disingenuous.
So pause. This is where, once again, where I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? We're gonna do a 2-part series to the documentary that you turned me on to. We seeing these women in the 70s and 80s choosing government assistance over men. And they know who the baby daddies was, that the baby daddies were not running from responsibility at that time. They had rather be able to say, I want to raise a baby by myself and just do what I want to do. And since the government's going to hand me this check, I'd rather just take that than try to be in a family. Is that not what these women were saying out of their own mouths in that documentary, bro?
Right. They were saying that, and they asked them directly, They was like, yo, do any of you all want to be married? Raise your hands.
I think
And none,
one
I
out
don't
of the
think I think maybe a couple of them raised their hands out of like a handful of women that were in that room.
it
Maybe
was
like
like
two.
2 out of 6 women that were all under the ages of 21 years old that all had babies in their hands. And this was a 1985 documentary. So all these women were 21 between the ages. I think the youngest one in there was 16, and then the rest of them were like in between 16 to 21. And 2 of the 6 said they want to be married and want to have a family. The rest of them was like, nah, I'll just take this government assistance and figure it out later.
Right.
And these are the women choosing this position over choosing to get with the baby's father and try to make something happen with 2 people versus you and the government check that's standard for everybody.
And there's another story, and like we didn't cover it, but like there was another story. There was a teacher that asked a little 8th grade girl, what does she want to be when she grows up? This is what she said. I want to be a single parent on government assistance with
Oh my
2
God.
kids.
Yo, you gotta find that. If we ain't covered it yet, we gonna cover that, bro.
A teacher asked a 8th grade middle school girl, let's just say middle school, what do you want to be when you grow up? And that's what they say.
Yo, and listen, man, once again, man, you know, this is really towards the weird guy in the vest right now, but honestly, bro, it's disturbing to hear this man talk this way and absolutely hold no accountability towards our women and blame everything on our men, even though he also agreed that there is a lot of systematic things that keep us away. And when we're going to talk about the trauma, I know YouTube don't like the word, you know, so we're going to use grape or whatever, you know what I mean? You know, abuse, domestic violence. I want to remind you, ladies, you're not taking nothing away from what y'all go through. As far as women on this planet, y'all probably have it the hardest out of every group of women on this planet. But nobody on this planet has it harder than us men. Yo, there's a multitude of men that been in prison and got raped, bro. Got violated, bro. Got sexually assaulted, bro. Trauma they had never lived there. Because a man is not built to be penetrated. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So what the fuck on this planet can our women endure that we can't endure too? So what I'm saying to him is like, you can't give grace to one side if you're not going to be willing to give grace to another. And please don't get me wrong, ladies. I'm saying I understand all that. That's crazy to have to go through any of that. And I am not a male that went through any of those levels of shit. I'd rather die first than go through any of that. But what I'm saying is, there's men that went through those type of traumas too. There's men that's been through worse than that, just to be honest with you. You know, it's snitches that get beat to a point they never come home. They kill them. They kill them. Men are not around to tell they trauma stories when they fuck up. Because if a man fucks up and you fuck up the wrong way, with the wrong group or wrong organization or wrong people, you don't live to tell about it. And especially when you're in places like prison, those are very gruesome, painful, long deaths. Because ain't no pistols and guns in that motherfucker.
Right. Right.
So, like, dude is really just, ugh, at this point, my guy. Just to this nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Real, bro.
Let's go through.
I don't know. Did we got to do some research, man? Did he sign up for the alphabet community or something? Hey, what's up with this nigga, man?
Nah. Come on, you know that. You know we
Oh
covered. You know
shit.
we covered. You know we covered.
Hey man, I know a lot of niggas switch up their whole shit for a bag, bro. I don't want to hear that, bro. I don't want to hear that. I don't know nothing. I don't know who this guy is right here. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm not taking nothing back from that. To tell me something that we've done systemically to combat that.
Man,
there are me and her. I don't care about me and her.
But there's plenty.
Women and men as a group in the community. You understand?
Right.
We gave birth to that. You see? So you say she had a couple kids already because she met men. She probably thought they was good. Some of them, they left her.
She knew they wasn't.
You don't know that, brother.
She knew they wasn't good.
You're making assumptions about her. Would you make the same assumption if she was a white woman?
Yes, I would.
So you say.
No.
So isn't a Pookie and Ray Ray a decision that she made? So when he said he didn't know, right? Or she didn't know, Pookie and Ray Ray is a decision she made. She knew that. So when he's sitting here saying he didn't know that or she didn't know that, she did know. And a lot of and these men are not hiding what they do. They're not hiding.
Once again, man, shout out to the Daily Wrap Up crew. Man, y'all did a great job, bro. And you guys maintain a high level of class and respect. Shout out to them, bro. Because, I mean, come on, bro. This is pitiful, man. It's fucking pitiful, D.
Right. All right, we're going to run through this. We're going to bear through this last 4 minutes or so. Let's go through this, and then we're going to give off.
Hey, yo, this is going to be tough to get to, bro. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Listen, like I said, I feel like as a black
We
man,
don't hold them all accountable because black men date outside their race more than every other man put together. I said we.
No, they don't.
Yes,
No, they don't.
Yeah,
I can't dispute that because I don't know you personally.
Even that, if we look at the numbers, black men marry black women at an 87% rate, where black women marry outside of their race, or they marry outside at a 92%.
Black women do not. No, you're wrong.
That's percentages of.
You're wrong.
That's not that much.
Black women do not marry out the race more than black men.
I'm not
wrong.
saying that, but the percentages
black
ain't that
women,
far off. That's
black
what I'm
women have one of the highest, fastest growing interracial marriage rates. But her interracial marriage rate pales in comparison to what black men have been doing interracially for 4 or 5 decades. You understand? She don't even
Get the fuck out of here, bro. This nigga
black
so
fathers
cat,
are in
bro.
the home.
Brother so cat, bro. Go ahead, bro. He's capping, bro. Like, what he's doing is he's trying to twist the numbers. Like I said before, even when I was talking about how the marriage numbers of women getting married at a 25% rate is kind of bogus because if every man married one woman here in this country, there'll still be 2 million women left over, which means a quarter of the percentage of women will still be left over, which means that at the highest we can marry is a 75% rate. We're already marrying at a 25% rate. So if you adjust them numbers based off the fact of what women wouldn't be able to get married by black men anyway, then we're actually marrying at about a 40 to 50% rate, bro. More like a 41% rate. Does that math kind of make sense to you?
Yeah.
Because you got to knock off a quarter. So if you knock off a quarter and your highest percentage is 75, you're marrying at 25. So you're marrying at about, okay, technically about a 38. I would say about a 36 to a 41% rate, bro. And I'm a little bit bad on my percentages right now because I'm just not taking the time to kind of do the numbers the way I normally would do. But you're still talking about a higher rate than 25%.
More than any other group or race. Okay, so what that has no value? It does have value, but we're going to put that up against the other statistic. 2/3 of our kids are being raised by the women. 2/3 of our kids are being raised by the women. And like I
That's my choice.
When I say being raised, I'm not saying it needs to be a father. I would like a father in that house. Yes. But I know it's not enough of us to go around. Yeah. We are not even being accountable to the boys in the hood. and we're
What do
complaining
you
about the
mean?
women. I argue with women who are making babies. Yeah, we're the irresponsible men that we didn't raise correctly. That's bullshit. All right.
You hear this guy?
Whip ass weak man shit. Take responsibility for our shit. Stop scapegoating them.
Yeah, I could agree. I could agree to that.
All I'm saying is look at all we could be doing better, man. Half the black boys in the 4th grade can't read. What black men doing about that systemically?
Not enough.
I know what I'm doing about it. I'm
I
building
agree.
a school for it, 2 of them. But systemically,
Pause,
what are we doing about that?
pause. He said, I know what I'm doing about it. I'm building a school. 2 of them. Nigga, you ain't got a student yet. Stop with your capping, my nigga. Who the fuck you think you are, bro? You a nigga with a degree that has not accomplished none of the goals. You've been telling us it's Hidden Colors 1, and they done made 5 or 6 of those, nigga. You still ain't got a school. You ain't got 1, but you talking about you building 2. Hey, bro, stop your fucking capping, my nigga. It's about the the jig is up, my nigga. It's up, bro.
Black boys are the most unemployed teenager in America. What black men doing about that? The monkey and Ray Ray you kept talking about? We letting them raise right before our eyes, and then we want to criticize us for ending up with one when we should have made sure there were none.
Listen, we all got choices. Just like if I choose to live a lifestyle
with individualism,
I can't
deal
that's
with
part
that.
of choices.
No, it's not. We have to deal with this systemically. He brought up a question earlier, and he said, "Did we make these
Bro.
or was there some
Now he's saying, bro,
It was
we got to deal with this systemically. But he just broke down the individualisms of women's choices. He made it individual when it comes down to their choices. Then when it comes down to what the men are going through, now it's back to how we have to deal with this systematically, right? Do you see the double talking he doing, bro?
Yeah. It's crazy.
And I know the dudes at the Daily Wrap-Up crew are very intelligent brothers. I think a lot of their rebuttals was held back because they wanted to show Dr. Umar respect. But I'm going to make this suggestion to any podcast that's bigger than us, and you guys can afford to have a guy like Dr. Umar on, or you're privileged enough to be able to get that type of interview right now. Stop sparing this nigga. He's on there to be challenged. His ideologies are to be questioned, and we need to do that with anybody that considers themselves a leader. Because a leader needs to prove that his ideologies are bulletproof. This nigga shit is cotton.
Yeah. Yeah, this dude, man. I don't know what he was doing today, man.
Bro, we ain't even got to finish this shit, bro. Like, we made it through enough of this terrible display of intellect, man. I mean, and I'm just trying to be respectful as possible as well. But it's kind of just like to the point to where it's like, yo, bro, after watching you on Hidden Colors 1, 2, and 3, and building up this pedestal I felt like you were on, bro. It's funny, man. I've always heard this saying: you're gonna always fall faster than it would ever take to get to the top. Or your fall was.
Hey, yo, this is the thing. This is the thing that we hear this narrative that black men, they're not doing to try to push things forward or to be
You can
progressive.
cancel this out, man, so I can see you, bro.
Huh?
We done with dude, man. You can cancel this screen out, bro. So
Okay.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get back to us to finish this shit out, bro.
So basically this, man, there's this narrative like, yo, we don't do nothing. We're not trying to be progressive. We're just sitting around just wasting up space. And when we try to do something, we get pushback from who? We get pushback from our women. Look at the example of like Ice Cube. You know what I mean? He wanted to sit down and meet with Trump, or he did meet with Trump. Trump had some ideas that he wanted to implement that was going to affect the black community. Who did he get pushback from? Black women.
Particularly the queens of cocktail, Vivica Fox, Lisa Ray, Claudia Jordan. I can't remember the fourth chick that's on there, dark skinned sister. But I mean, they gave this man hell. And even though Ice Cube went publicly on several different platforms back then, and we talked about this today. I was on Choke No Joke show earlier, and I had brought this up. Make sure you check that out, Demon Watching, when you get a chance. But
definitely,
I had brought that up about what Ice Cube had did and the pushback he got, and Choke No Joke was agreeing and saying that that's the reason why he's getting pushed back right now on all this other business ventures, and I get it. But the thing was, when he proposed this to both sides, the Republican and Democratic side, the Republican side was the only side willing to meet with him and actually take some of his concepts and implement them in their own way. The Democratic side wasn't even willing to hear him out to after they got in office. And as we can see, this weak-ass president that our communities went out and pushed to get into office, because we're the ones that got him in the office, y'all. Let's be realistic about this shit. I don't know how many minivans with old grandmas. I remember seeing back then pulling in my apartment complex. I'm out there, you sign up and register to vote. Make sure you vote for Biden and Kamala. I'm like, why? They ain't even willing to hear us out and implement nothing, bro.
Right.
So we still went out here and made a terrible decision. We do not stick together as a community. We do not cipher amongst each other before we go out and make group decisions. We're all just kind of doing what the fuck we want to do. So at the end of the day, for this man to blame it in one direction, to point the finger one way, is terrible, y'all. We got a lot of work to do as a community. We have a lot of work to do as a culture. We have a lot of healing we need to get through, and we got a lot of unity we got to work on creating. It's not a one-way street, no way you look at this.
Right. And I just want to say this as well. You know what I mean? Dr. Umar Johnson, he's a very knowledgeable individual, and I respect a lot of his contributions and what he's done. But there's just certain things, just because you're of a certain stature, you don't need to be speaking on, brother. And I feel like when it comes to this, leave it to the professionals. Leave it to Plug Talk. We do the research. You know what I mean? I was about to say the other, but you know what I mean?
I get you, bro.
But at the end of the day, leave it to the professionals. That's why we're here. And you have advisors. Get people that know what they talking about. We here for you, bro.
Umar. Hey, look, man. Here's a bit of advice, Dr. Umar. Worry about them 2 fucking schools, nigga. That's what you do. That's what you need to work on. Focus on. Stay the fuck off these podcasts. Shut the fuck up. Get them schools running, nigga. The last time I checked, you ain't got a student in their school you talking about, bro. So who the fuck? Shut up there, bro. And I can't believe Daily Wrap Up Crew. The one thing I will say negative about y'all is this. How the fuck y'all let that man get away with that? Please. Take us up out of here. Versace Marachi. Hey, y'all, he gonna get them Wallies too, y'all.
Definitely. But again, thank y'all for watching this episode. And again, like, comment, subscribe, share. You know what I mean? Hit that like button too, man. Y'all do that and light up that comment section. We do see everything. So, you know, good comments, bad comments, you say something slick, we on it. You know what I mean? We see
We
everything.
will respond.
We will respond. Yo, our followers.
Hey, yo, let's get Plug Talk community. Let's get to these 1,000 subscribers before August 1st. Let's do this. We believe in y'all. Share this content, man. Tell a friend, bro. Bring somebody in as a subscriber. Like we said, for every person that can bring us 10 subscribers, man, you got a shirt in the mail.
Shirt and a hat in the mail. Plug
Hey, man, you
Talk.
doing too much, man. Well, I don't know whose budget that's coming from, man. One or the other, goddammit.
What are the other? What are the other? What are the
We
other?
ain't even monetized yet, y'all. So let's get there first. You got a shirt on the way if you bring us 10, that's for sure. You know what I mean? And once we hit 1,000, we'll do something else for our community. You know what I'm saying? We'll do something else, y'all. We'll do something else, man.
You know, Ivy, we can't individualize it. We ain't doing a lot for the community. We can't individualize it. Okay.
What you mean, bro? I got 2 schools. Yo, take us out of here, Marachi, man.
Yo, man. Yo, we up out of here. You know what I mean? You ain't got to go home, but
you got to get the fuck out of here, though. Plug Talk, baby.